Well, we're going to tie a Cathy Beck Super Beetle, one of her favorite flies to fish through the terrestrial season, but also to look for really big fish. And I've got my good friend and fly tyer Jim Smothers here. He's actually going to do the tying, and I'm going to run the camera, and Cathy's out fishing, so there's something wrong with this picture. But anyhow, this is a very simple fly to tie, and with very few ingredients. It's just a matter of putting the process together. So Jim's going to start out with obviously the hook is in the vise and a 6/0 thread. The hook is of your choice. We like a TMCO 3761 on the bigger ones, just if we're looking for a big fish. I don't want a hook that's going to bend out. So we're going to start out with some black ice dubbing, and Jim's going to go ahead and put that on the thread, dub it on, and create the body for the fly. And he's brought that right up to the thorax position. Now the wings he's pre-cut with a wing cutter. And it's a thin black foam. It's like the craft foam that you could buy or the foam you buy in the fly shops. And he's put 2 holes in it. You can see here as he puts the wing on, he pokes the eye through the first hole. Okay. And then he's going to, whoops, that didn't go well. We'll try another one.
Come on.
There we go. That one's through, and now the second hole, and then you get the overlap and bring the flat back up over the top. That one's going to cooperate for us. Now, if there's a secret to this fly, it's using a little Zap-A-Gap or Gorilla Glue and putting a little drop of glue back across the back of that ice dubbing. And we're going to just hold the wing on there for just a second and let that set up. That's going to keep the wing flat on the back of the fly. You don't want that wing to jump up and stand up on you. So you just take a second and let that dry, and it's going to keep the wing down in the position that we're looking for. Jim's going to lash that foam down on the hook shank. Okay, so the body's in place. Now we're just going to use just a few strands of black crystal flash. That's going to be part of the wing, the overlay of it. And he's going to tie that on using a sort of a loop method here. And you could easily lash it on and cut it off, but then it might pull out the back. So if you watch what he does here, he just lashes it on and just doubles it back over. And that ensures that it's going to stay on the hook and not pull out. And he's just going to trim that right back at the end of the wing. The wing cutter that he's used is one from Bob Borden. Very easy to stamp out. And the closed cell foam, as you know, it floats very well, so the fly is set up on the water and not sink for you. The next part of the wing is, again, he's going to use that loop method. This is a high-vis wing material. It was developed a long time ago by L&L Products, and again, using that loop is going to ensure that the wing's not going to pull out on you. And trim that back, even with the back of the wing. Now he's going to fold that foam up over the top and lash that on. And again, he's using 6/0 thread. If you use anything thinner, it might cut through the foam. 6/0 seems to work just fine. Now the last thing that we're going to do is put the silly legs on. If you watch how Jim does it here, he just doubles it over and puts it up against the thread and slides it right up into position. Just like that. And he's going to draw that up right against the side of the fly. Lock those in and repeat that process on the other side. Now we're going to trim the legs. Jim has a little gauge that he uses to trim the legs so he gets the front length and the back length and the proportions that he's looking for here. The front one's a little shorter than the back one. I can tease Jim a little bit here this morning. It's looking good. Well, the last thing we have to do is do a whip finish. And we have a Cathy Beck Super Beetle. You might want to hit that with a drop of head cement if you feel like it, but other than that, it's a very, very easy fly to tie. It has a great silhouette on the water. Cathy's caught some of the largest trout that she's caught on this particular fly, including a 12.5-pound brown trout on the Hope River in the South Island of New Zealand. So if you want to try a Super Beetle, there's a good example of how it's done. And again, the materials were the black ice dubbing, the crystal flash over the back there, just a few strands, the high-vis wing material, the closed cell foam body cut to shape. You can cut it with your scissors or you can get a wing cutter and cut it out. And that's pretty much it. Thank you, Jim. Well, maybe we could get to go fishing now.